Hello everyone, a warm welcome to all of you to this new academic year. Hope all of you are fine and safe at home. I am Shubha. I am teaching you science. You know that plants, we can see plants all over the world. We can see plants around us, in our surroundings, parks. Plants grow everywhere in earth. They range from minute or miniature plants to tall and large trees. They vary from miniature small plants to large trees. And they can live in almost all conditions. The conditions of in earth it varies from place to place. In some regions of there it is too hot, some regions are very cold. These plants can live in all these conditions. So, what the plants do? They develop certain ways to live in or to survive in these conditions. Plants develop certain ways to survive in these conditions. This is called adaptation. Adaptation. So, in this chapter, we will discuss about the plant distribution according to its adaptation or plants distribution all over the earth. So, name of the chapter is plant distribution. Green plants vary from small minute plants to large trees and their conditions also vary. The plants have to survive in these conditions, so they develop certain ways to live or to survive in earth. These ways are called adaptation. The way of a plant to survive in a certain condition or to survive in a habitat is called adaptation. The first one group of plants that we have to study is about desert plants. Desert plants or the adaptations of desert plants. What is the climate of a desert? You know, it is very hot, very little amount of water, and the climate is too hot in daytime and too cold in night. Deserts are very cold in nighttime and hot in daytime. So the plants cannot live in such a condition. The condition is very terrific in deserts. It is very hot in daytime and very cold at night. So, plants develop certain ways to live in such a conditions or to survive in that condition. Plants develop or adapt to that environment. What are the adaptations? One example is cactus plant. Example for a desert plant is cactus plant. One adaptation of this plant is that they develop or their roots penetrate deeply into the soil. Their roots penetrate. Penetrate means pierce into the soil. Pierce very deep into the soil. Their roots go very deep into the soil. In search of water. The water is very less in desert. So the roots go very deep into the soil in search of water. And another condition is that their roots produce or give off certain chemicals. roots produce certain chemicals. For what? Their condition is less amount of water. So the cactus plants share water. They have to share water, and to stop the growth of other cactus plant, the roots of cactus plant produce certain chemicals. These chemicals stop the growth of other plants growing near to that plant. If there is a cactus plant here, you know what is a cactus plant. Then its roots penetrate deep into the soil, and this root penetrates produce certain chemicals near that area. And if another root of a plant comes to near this chemical, stops the growth of this root. This chemical, the chemical produced by this root, stops the growth of other cactus plant. Thus, sharing of water is avoided. So, plants grow far away from each other. In deserts, cactus plants grow far away from each other. Thus, sharing of water is avoided. Then, another adaptation is that third one. Have you noticed the leaves of desert plants? Do they have green leaves? No. Cactus plants doesn't have green leaves. Instead of green leaves, they have thick and spongy stems. They didn't have green leaves. Instead of green leaves, they have thick green colored spongy stem. They store water in their stem and prepare food in that stem. The stem is green in color. Due to the presence of chlorophyll, they are green in color, and the stem prepare food for that plant and store water in the stem. They live in a conditions where water is scarce. So they store water in their stem, and the stem becomes spongy and fleshy. And instead of leaves, they have spines in their stem. They have thick and spongy stem. Thick and spongy stem. Leaves are absent. And instead of leaves, what do they have? Instead of leaves, they have spines in their body. Spines. Instead of leaves, they have spines. What's the importance of spines? These spines help the plants to avoid eating by animals. Animals will not eat the plants due to the presence of spines. These spines keep animals away from it. Okay. Next this is about the adaptation of desert plants. What are the adaptations? First one, their roots penetrate or go deep into the soil. Then their roots produce certain chemicals. These chemicals stops or slows down the growth of other roots of plants. Then their stem, the cactus plants have thick and spongy stem, and the stem is green in color, and the stem can prepare food by the process of photosynthesis due to the presence of chlorophyll pigment. Then instead of leaves, they have spines in their stem. Instead of leaves, they have spines. This spines keeps animals away. Animals will not come and eat the plants due to the presence of spines. These are the adaptations of cactus plants. we can see that forest trees grow tall and straight. Why do these forest trees grow tall and straight? Because they are in search of sunlight. To get more sunlight, these forest trees grow tall and straight. Forest trees grow tall and straight. They are in competition with each other. The forest trees are in competition with each other to get maximum sunlight. They need sunlight to do photosynthesis. So they are in competition with each other to get maximum sunlight. So what do? They grow tall and straight to get maximum sunlight. Then another plants. Have you noticed plants like bitter gourd, pea plants, then finger gourd? Everyone know about bitter gourd. Malayalam it is called as paval. What's the importance or speciality of these plants? Their stem is weak. Their stem is weak. Climbing plants. Climbing plants. Climbing plants. Their stem is weak. So they need a support to stand. They need a support to stand. So they develop tendrils to climb on plants. Climbing plants develop tendrils. These are the adaptations of climbing plants. They develop tendrils to climb on plants. Then another group of plants, that is creepers. 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 What are the specialty of creepers? They grow flat on the ground. They grow flat on the ground. Climbing plants develop tendrils to climb on the support plant. Then creepers grow flat on the ground. Then there are another group of plants. Have you heard about cuscuta? Have you heard about cuscuta? What is the specialty of cuscuta? They have no green color. They are yellow, wiry branch-like structure. Cuscuta. Cuscuta. It's an yellow, wiry, branched plant. Does it have a green leaves? No green leaves. Due to the absence of green leaves, they cannot prepare their own food. Usually green plants, they are green in color and they prepare their own food. But this cuscuta doesn't have green leaves. So how do they take their nutrition? They take food from the host plant on which it lives. This cuscuta takes the food from another plant on which it lives. Normally this cuscuta lives on other plants like guava, then mango tree. These are the host plants. They take food from the host plants or depend on host plants for food. And such plants are called as parasitic plants. Parasitic plants. So what are parasitic plants? Plants which take food from another plant is called parasitic plants. These parasitic plants are not able to prepare their own food due to the absence of chlorophyll. These plants didn't have a chlorophyll or green color, so they cannot prepare food. So they take food from another plant or from host plant. They take food from host plant. These are called parasitic plants. For one example is Cuscuta. It is a total parasite. We call Cuscuta as a total parasite. Another example for a total parasite is Rafflesia. Rafflesia. This is also a total parasite because this Rafflesia also didn't have a green leaves and it takes food from another plant on which it lives. These plants take food from another plant and so it is called a total parasite. Total parasite. Then another plants are partial parasite. Some plants are partial parasite. What do you mean by partial? Partial parasite. Because these plants take only water and minerals from the host plant. These partial parasitic plants take only water and minerals. Take only water and minerals from which plant? Host plant. They have this partial parasitic plants have green leaves. This partial parasitic plants have green leaves. Green leaves on them. They have green leaves, so they can prepare their own food. They live on host plant, on the branches of host plant. This parasitic plant lives on the branches of host plant. For example, one example is mistletoe. Mistletoe. Mistletoe is a partial parasite. Mistletoe lives on mango tree. Branches of mango tree. And this mistletoe has green leaves. It can prepare their own food. And for water, this plant depends on the mango tree. This mistletoe depends on mango tree for water and it takes water from the mango tree by certain specialized roots. Using specialized piercing roots, they take water from the stem or branches of mango tree and thus it prepare their own food and so it is called partial parasites. Then another group of plants. Another group of plants called mangrove plants. Mangrove plants. These are plants which grow in swampy areas, wetland areas. These mangrove plants grow in swampy areas. Swampy areas or wetland areas or on stagnant water bodies. Mangrove plants in Malayalam it is called as kandal chedigal. These plants live in, their roots are in water. So the roots have to absorb oxygen or roots have to respire. For that, their roots penetrate out of water, grow upwards. Their roots grow upwards or pour out of water for respiration. Their roots grow above water for respiration. Normally, these plants grow in and always their roots are underwater. You know that in normal cases when a plant lives in water always, there is a chance of wilting the plant will wilt. To avoid this condition, what the plants do? The mangrove plants, the roots of these plants grow out of water or pop out of water for respiration. Then there are another plants or floating water plants. Floating water plants. What is its speciality? Speciality is that normally, plants have stomata. You have heard about stomata. What are they? They are tiny holes present on the underside or lower surface of plants. What is the importance of stomata? To take carbon dioxide. To take carbon dioxide, the plants take in carbon dioxide through stomata and give out water and oxygen through the stomata after photosynthesis. That's the function of stomata. Normally, stomata are present on the lower surface of the leaves. But in the case of floating water plants, the lower surface of the leaf is always intact with water. So, through stomata, water cannot evaporate because there is always intact with the water. So, in this floating water plants, stomata is on the upper surface. In floating water plants, stomata is present on upper surface. Normally, plants have stomata on the lower surface, but in the case of floating water plants, stomata is present on the lower surface because in floating water plants, stomata is present on the upper surface. Stomata is present on the upper surface because the lower surface is always in touch with water, so water cannot evaporate through stomata. That's about the adaptation of floating water plants. This is all about the different adaptation of different plants. Once again, what are the adaptation of desert plants? Desert plants, the roots of desert plants go very deep into the soil in search of water. Then the roots produce certain chemicals which stops or slows down the growth of other roots of cactus plants. Then the stem of desert plants are thick and spongy, thick, fleshy and spongy. They are green in color. They can prepare food, and instead of leaves they have spines. Due to the presence of spines, animals will not come and eat these cactus plants or desert plants. Then another adaptation is that due to the absence of leaves, the losing of water is also avoided. Normally plants lose water through their leaves. Stomata is present on their leaves. So excess water lose out through the leaves. In the case of cactus plants, they live in a condition where water is very less. So evaporation of water is to be avoided. So leaves are absent and they store water in their stem. Then adaptation of forest trees. What are its adaptation? They grow tall and straight in search of sunlight. To get maximum sunlight, they grow tall and straight. They are in competition. Forest trees are climb on the support plants. They are called, the adaptation of climbing plants is called tendrils. Then creepers grow flat on the ground. Then parasitic plants cannot make their own food. They depend on host plants for their food. The plants, those who depend on host plant for food and water, are called total parasite. The examples are Cuscuta and Rafflesia. And some plants are partial parasite. They have green leaves. They can prepare their own food, but for water and minerals they depend on other plants or host plants on which they live. So one example for partial parasite is mistletoe. Then another plants are mangrove plants. They live in swampy areas. Their roots poke out of water for respiration, and the floating water plants have stomata on upper surface. Okay, thank you children.